10,000 souls slept in the New Hope's belly, dreaming of new worlds. Captain Richard Blake's hands trembled as he watched Bay 7, where Emma's pod pulsed soft blue, her 8-year-old face peaceful behind bioglass. She was dreaming of strawberries when the pirates found them. The ship lurched. Warning klaxons screamed. "Captain!" Communications Officer Torres called out, voice tight. "We're surrounded. 12 vessels, military grade. Through the viewports, sleek predator ships circled like sharks. Their hulls bore the scarred markings of the Outer Rim pirates raiders who sold human flesh to alien markets. Incoming transmission." The main screen flickered. A reptilian face filled the display, 4 arms, scales like black steel, eyes that calculated profit in human suffering. "Vax the Render." "Human vessel." Vax spoke with the practiced tone of a slaughterhouse foreman. "You will submit to boarding. Resistance will result in damaged merchandise." Richard stood slowly, catching himself mid-attention before shifting to a more civilian slouch. "This is a civilian transport. We're carrying families to New Terra." "Exactly." Vax's mandibles clicked. "Premium stock. Healthy humans adapt well to labor colonies." The transmission cut. Richard stared at the blank screen, 10,000 lives pressing down on him. In Bay 7, Emma dreamed of the garden they'd plant together. She'd made him promise they could grow strawberries, big red ones like Mama used to make into jam. "Sir?" Torres waited for orders that wouldn't come. The New Hope had no weapons, no shields, no hope, or so the galaxy believed. 20 minutes later, Vax strode onto the bridge with casual arrogance. His boarding party spread through the ship like a plague, 20 heavily armed pirates, treating human lives like inventory. "Magnificent specimens." Vax purred, reviewing colonist manifests on a handheld display. "Genetic diversity, optimal age distribution. Pure human stock commands premium prices." Richard's hands stayed clasped behind his back. Military parade rest. He caught himself and shifted stance. "Take everything we have. Just leave the families." Vax backhanded him with contemptuous force. Richard's head snapped sideways, blood trickling from his split lip. The taste of copper and rage filled his mouth. "No negotiation. You will revive the colonists in groups of 200. They will be evaluated. Those who resist will watch their loved ones die." Chief Engineer David Chen emerged from a service tunnel, hands raised, coveralls wrinkled and oil-stained. Richard's oldest friend looked terrified, exactly what pirates expected from civilian crew. Only Richard noticed the micro-expressions David had learned during their service. The slight eye movement that said emergency systems are online. The finger tap that meant weapon caches accessible. "Chief Engineer Chen," Vax read from his scanner. "You will assist with revival procedures." "Yes, sir." David's voice cracked convincingly. "Whatever you need." Vax gestured to his scarred lieutenant. "Begin with Bay 3, 200 units." Richard watched Bay 3's revival sequence initiate. The Kane family was in Bay 3. Michael Kane had been Richard's navigation officer during the Titan Wars. His twins were Emma's age. The first colonists stumbled from their pods, confused and vulnerable. Michael Kane spotted Richard on the security feed and started to salute before catching himself. Too late. Vax's eyes narrowed. Interesting. He drew a plasma pistol and shot Michael Kane through the chest. The man who'd survived the Battle of Europa died in front of his children. Mrs. Kane's screams echoed through the ship's comm system. The twins Sarah and Benjamin clung to their mother while pirates dragged them toward processing stations. "Motivation," Vax explained. "The others will be more compliant now." Ice settled in his chest. The same cold that had carried him through impossible odds when peace was a luxury humanity couldn't afford. "Bay 7 next," Vax announced. "Emma's Bay." Richard closed his eyes and saw his daughter's gap-toothed smile when she'd lost her first tooth, the tears when her mother died in the plague, the excitement when they'd boarded the New Hope for their new life among the stars. He opened his eyes. "David," he said quietly. "Computer authorization, Blake, Alpha, 7. Memorial Protocol." David's face went white. "Sir," That's authorized. The gentle hum that had filled the New Hope for 97 days died. Emergency lighting bathed the bridge in combat red. Blast doors slammed shut throughout the ship, separating cryobays from danger zones. The deck vibrated as massive systems awakened from decades of sleep. Vax spun toward Richard. "What did you?" the ship screamed. Hull plates retracted. Weapon batteries emerged. Missile tubes telescoped from the civilian facade. Armor plating unfolded like a flower of death. The New Hope's gentle curves transformed into predatory angles. On the bridge displays, the ship's true specifications cascaded past Vax's horrified gaze. Not a colony transport. A Titangent-class dreadnought, the UES Vengeance Terra of the Outer Rim, slayer of fleets. Richard's coveralls split as hidden armor plates emerged from the fabric. His civilian posture melted away, replaced by the bearing of a man who'd commanded starships when Vax was still raiding garbage scows. "Computer, seal all cryobays. Emergency pod ejection on my mark." The pirates on the bridge fumbled for weapons. David moved with fluid precision, no longer the frightened engineer. His plasma rifle appeared from a wall panel that hadn't existed moments before. "You're no colonist," Vax snarled. "Neither were the others." Richard's voice carried new authority. 10,000 military families retiring to agricultural worlds, veterans who'd earned peace. His eyes locked on Vax. "You just declared war on people who've been fighting longer than your species has had spaceflight." Vax fired. Richard's armor absorbed the blast without effort. "David, power status?" "Fusion reactors at full capacity, weapons charged, life support at 30 minutes on emergency reserves." More than enough time. The Vengeance engaged her hidden armament. Plasma cannons that had been disguised as loading cranes opened fire. The first pirate ship died in a ball of superheated gas. The second tried to run and found jump drives disabled by electromagnetic pulse. On internal cameras, Richard watched his crew emerge from hidden compartments. Not terrified colonist soldiers returning to war. They moved through corridors with lethal efficiency, hunting boarding parties with intimate knowledge of every passage, every trap built into the ship's bones. The pirates had expected sheep. They'd found wolves in fleece. "Bay 7 launching emergency pods," David announced. Through the tactical display, Richard watched armored capsules jettison from the ship. Emma's pod among them, protected by military-grade shielding and automated life support. Safe. Vax retreated toward the bridge's emergency exit, his remaining guards covering him. "This is impossible. Intelligence said you were civilian." Intelligence was right. "We were civilians, for 97 days. The pirate lord's eyes widened. "You're them, the Ghost Fleet, the ships that vanished after the armistice." "Not vanished. Retired. We hung up our guns and became farmers and teachers." Richard's smile held winter. "But pirates don't let people retire, do they?" Plasma fire erupted in the corridor as Richard's crew engaged the boarding parties. The sound of human military discipline meeting raider chaos. It wasn't a fair fight. Vax triggered his communicator. "All ships, target the engines." The remaining pirate vessels focused fire on the Vengeance's drive section. Energy beams that should have crippled any civilian ship splashed harmlessly against military-grade armor. Disappointing. Richard activated the ship's primary weapons array. The Vengeance had been built to face impossible odds, to stand alone against fleets and emerge victorious. Her main guns spoke with the voice of human engineering at its most lethal. 3 pirate ships died in the first salvo. 2 more in the second. The survivors scattered, but jump drives remained offline. "Sir," David reported with satisfaction. "Internal threat neutralized." "Casualties?" 12 wounded, none serious. The pirates didn't survive contact. On the tactical display, the last pirate ships died under concentrated fire. The Blood Harvest made a final, desperate ramming run. Point defense turned it to scrap and vapor. Vax stood alone on the bridge, his guards dead or fled. The pirate lord's scales had shifted to mottled brown fear patterns. "This violates the armistice. Military vessels were decommissioned." Read the fine print. Military vessels were converted to civilian use. Richard gestured to the memorial wall that had emerged from a hidden panel. Thousands of names etched in black stone. We kept the conversion documentation very creative. Every name on that wall was someone they'd failed to save. Someone who'd trusted them to keep them safe. Vax raised his weapon with desperate fury. Richard moved faster than alien reflexes could track. The pirate lord's arms snapped. The gun clattered across the deck. "You made a mistake." Richard applied pressure to the alien's throat. "You thought humans were weak because we chose peace. You thought we were helpless because we put away our guns." Vax struggled weakly, his forearms scrabbling. "But we didn't put away our guns. We just disguised them as plowshares." Richard leaned closer. "And when you threaten our children, we remember why we needed guns in the first place." The pirate lord's struggles ceased. Richard released the body and turned to David. "Status on the colonists?" "Emergency pods recovered. Revival proceeding normally. No casualties among the families." David paused. "Sir, what do we tell Fleet Command?" Richard moved to the communications console. "The truth." With creative editing, he activated the recorder. "Fleet Command, this is colony ship New Hope. We encountered raiders in the Cygnus debris field. Navigation error led us through an unstable region. The pirate vessels were destroyed by debris collision during their attack. No survivors. Minor damage to our hull, but we're proceeding to New Terra on schedule." He ended the recording. "Think they'll buy it?" "The debris field is real, and there's certainly debris there now." The Vengeance began transitioning back to civilian configuration. Weapons retracting, armor folding away, the gentle hum of colony ship life support returning. By the time they reached New Terra, she'd be the New Hope again, a peaceful transport carrying families to their dreams. The cryo bay doors opened. Emma's emergency pod had been the first recovered. Her revival the highest priority. She sat up slowly, looking around in confusion. "Daddy?" Her voice was small. "What happened? Why does everything look different?" Richard knelt beside her pod, armor plates folding away, to reveal the concerned father beneath. "We had some technical difficulties, sweetheart, but we fixed them. Are we at New Terra yet?" "Soon, Emma. Very soon." She yawned and settled back. "Good. I want to plant our garden. Big red strawberries like Mama used to make into jam." "Strawberries," Richard promised, touching her hair. "Lots of strawberries." As medical teams finished revival procedures and colonists returned to their routines, Richard walked to the memorial wall. He added a new name to the black stone. Michael Caine. David joined him. "Think we'll have trouble again?" "Pirates talk. Word will spread." 10,000 civilian families defended by ships that don't officially exist. He touched Michael's name one last time. Maybe the next raider will think twice. The New Hope continued toward New Terra, carrying families toward their dreams of peaceful worlds and gardens under alien suns. Her hull bore no weapons, her crew wore no uniforms, her records showed nothing but agricultural equipment and farming supplies. But in the deep spaces between stars, other ships began receiving updated intelligence reports. Ships that looked civilian but moved with military precision. Colonies defended by farmers who fought like soldiers. Humanity's hidden guardian fleet, protecting the dream of peace with the reality of war. The galaxy would learn, as Vax had learned too late, that humans retiring from war didn't mean humans forgetting how to fight. It meant they'd found something worth protecting. And threatening what humans protected was the last mistake any species ever made.